Hello and welcome to the Street Crime UK YouTube channel. Please don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe. Today we're going to take a look at the case of a man who had murdered his mum and stepdad and left their bodies for days whilst he celebrated with hired escorts and took a trip to the pub, but later ended up getting jailed for life. Knife obsessed Anmol Singh Chana, who was 25, stabbed Jasbir Kaur, who was 52, and her husband, Singh, who was 51, more than 40 times in a ferocious attack at their home in Oldbury in the West Midlands. He then dragged their bodies into another room and left them for 4 days whilst he celebrated with escorts and a trip to the pub. Mr. Chana denied murder but was found guilty following a 9-day trial at Birmingham Crown Court and jailed for life with a minimum tariff of 36 years. Police discovered their butchered bodies on February the 25th, when Mrs. Kaur's daughter, Singh, raised the alarm after she was unable to contact her mum. CCTV inquiries showed Mr. Chana had taken his stepfather's Toyota Aygo during the early hours of February the 23rd, and he had received hospital treatment for a bite on his thumb. The court heard that the injury was a result of Mr. Bassan desperately trying to fend off his raging stepson. After the murders, Mr. Chana had been drinking and playing pool in a local pub and deposited money into his bank, which he stole during the killing. He also bought a plane ticket and dumped the car, but detectives tracked him down before arresting him on February the 25th at his home in Smethwick, West Midlands. Police searched his home and found the keys to the Toyota, his passport with travel details, with a blood-covered combat-style knife with a sheath on his bed. Jason Pitter QC, prosecuting, told the court during the trial how the couple had been murdered in cold blood during a ferocious attack. They had been stabbed multiple times, inflicting what can only be described as a horrendous injury. The tragedy is that they allowed the defendant to stay under their roof. What did he do when he killed them? He left them. He took their car and a small amount of money. Developed a fascination with knives, and knives had to be locked away in the house. Jurors heard that on one occasion, Mr. Chana had sent a message about his mother saying, "I want to knife her, pour boiling oil down her throat, pour her head into a chip pan." Mr. Pitter added, tragically, he did one of those things. During the sentencing, Mr. Pitter said that Mr. Chana treated his mum and stepdad with a real disregard and stole money from them after they had died. He said, there must have been some element of suffering given the prolonged nature of the attack. Mr. Bassan was moved from one part of the house by dragging while he was still bleeding. This was a case where the defendant treated the deceased with real disregard. Sentencing Mr. Chana, Judge Mark Walk QC said, "You have had a deep-seated animosity for your mother. Despite your behaviour towards her, she has always sought to help you. Mr. Bassan was nothing but kind to you. After the killing, you did nothing to assist your victims. You treated them in death in a similar way you had treated them in life. Instead, over the next day or two, you left their bodies and went to the pub and to sort out the company of escorts." Following Mr. Chana's conviction, Detective Inspector Hannah Whitehouse from the West Midlands Police said, "Mr. Chana carried out a despicable crime against his family in their own home, which should have been a place of safety. Our investigation revealed that Mr. Chana was fanatical about knives and had previously expressed a desire to kill his mother. Sadly, we do not know what led him to carry out such a vicious and sickening attack. My thoughts remain with the couple's wider family and friends. I can't imagine how they're feeling. The shock and pain that his actions have caused will stay with them forever. Knife crime is devastating, and this case has been a harsh reminder of the tragic consequences." The couple's daughter, Chana, paid tribute to her parents, saying, "My parents are the most loving people I've ever known. My mum went through hell and kept going to look after me and my brother. She's the toughest woman I've ever known. Dad was the perfect match for her. He was the only person that was able to give my mum the space and warmth to relax and to be loved in a way we all deserve. I'm sad that their lives were ended so quickly without second thought by a person whom they both loved dearly. Their lives together had just started. Not only did he take their lives, but he tried to defame them in court to protect himself. I am angry at him for trying to use such tactics against their memory and against the person who always did her best for us. I have painful daily reminders that I won't be able to have their guidance throughout my adult life. The only comfort I have from any of this is that at least my parents are at peace together, two beautiful souls together eternally, and that I'll always love them." Inderjit Bassan, the former wife of Bassan, said, "We were married for 26 years and had one child, our son. My son and I were devastated and overwhelmed. Rupinder is a popular man in the Sikh community. He must have been very scared when he took his last breath. He will never see his son graduate from university." Thank you for joining us today. What are your opinions on the crimes committed by Mr. Chana? Do you think life in jail was too harsh? or not harsh enough? Please let us know what you think in the comments below. Thank you for joining us today. If you enjoyed this content, please don't forget to like and share. And if you're new to the channel and want to see more Street Crime UK content, hit subscribe and press that bell so you can join us on the next video. Thank you for joining us, and until next time, stay safe.